Hey guys, is this thing on?
I'm sure I plugged it in. Is that plugged in over there?
Andy, is this thing on?
Check here. 1, 2.
Is this thing on?
Check. I have phantom power.
Welcome to Chicks with Gear, the podcast, where three lifelong friends get together to drink some coffee, play some music, talk about gear, and our quest for the most perfect acoustic sound on stage. I'm Deb.
I'm Julie.
I'm Andy.
Who's not a chick. No, he's not. He's our resident gearhead, the fabulous Andy Most. Andy.
Julie.
Hey, we got to make room for our fabulous guest, Tammy Rogers.
Yes.
Welcome, Tammy.
Thank you. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Tammy.
It's good to see y'all.
Hey, Tammy. Wow. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
It has been a long
I fought
time.
through Nashville traffic to get here.
I'm sure you did. It's
Worth
pretty
it.
bad. Oh,
Yeah.
well, welcome to Studio 3.0.
Woohoo!
It's lovely. Yay.
They're so excited to see you. Deb, did you bring your new badge of Magic Mind? Did it arrive?
It did arrive finally, and thank goodness, because my mind has not been very magical.
No comment.
Oh, no, it's
How can
bad.
that be?
Shoot.
So, Tammy, about 2 years ago, I was having some major troubles remembering things and focusing, and I had this whole new world happening. And so this came across on my feed in Facebook, and it kept coming. So I thought, I must look into this.
Okay.
It's called Magic Mind. You do not have to do it if you don't want to do it.
Oh.
It
All
is-
the cool kids are doing it.
Yes, they are.
Wow.
It has
I want to have a
lines.
magic mind.
Me too, and
Me too.
I do feel like it's magical. It has lion's mane, matcha, adaptogens,
Oh.
nootropics, and you have to shake it up because the matcha gets a little chewy.
I love matcha.
I do too.
Love it.
This actually tastes pretty good. I think, yeah.
Seasons
They-
drinking, everybody.
They they keep changing the formula a little bit. It keeps getting better and better.
What else is in there? There's something else that's, I know that flavor. Is there like celery
Or
or
citrus.
some
It's
kind of
citrusy
something?
I don't know. And my glasses are in the kitchen. I can't read what
After
it
you
says.
drink this, you're not going to need those glasses anymore.
That's right.
No.
This, I like it.
I wonder what it would taste like with bourbon.
I bet. Hey, let me try it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now they do suggest
Fabulous.
you can put it in your coffee. The gentleman who created this was drinking too much coffee, ended up in the hospital, and so he decided to invent this because the doctor told him he could not have any more coffee. He was drinking 10 cups a day.
Oh,
Or at least that's the marketing story, and I love the story, so I'm believing it full-heartedly. Well, anyways, he says to get
And
off
drinking 10 cups of coffee.
and drinking
also.
10 cups of coffee. So he suggests if you're trying to get off coffee that you put this in the coffee. I don't recommend it.
I don't think so.
It tastes like crap.
yeah, the flavor.
Maybe that's how you get off coffee.
Not complimentary.
That's it, exactly.
Well, Tammy, thank you for
I like that. Tasty. Thank
joining
you.
in with the Magic
My
Mind.
brain. So magic now.
It is magic. Well, you're a pretty magical person.
Yes.
I mean, all the things that you have accomplished in your short time on this planet. Let's see. Singer, songwriter, musician, co-founder of Dead Reckoning Records, producer, teacher, and then the fabulous SteelDrivers.
Those guys. Oh, those guys.
Grammy Award winner. Fabulous person. Anything we're leaving out?
Oh, wife and mom.
This is
You
true.
know,
Oh, yes.
friend to all. I don't know.
Well, when did you decide, if maybe you don't remember, but was there a time where you're like, I want to have a career in music?
That's a great question because I think that it wasn't ever a conscious decision for me. That, I grew up playing music in a family band.
Oh,
Girls can relate.
Yes.
Yep. And because it was just always what I did, I didn't really even think about how do you make money with this, So went through college on, believe it or not, a classical violin scholarship.
Oh, wow.
And, I was just cruising along, playing music all the time and not really thinking about how am I going to support myself when I get out of school. So I kind of had a delayed reaction to that. The
I'm
old
still
crap
trying
moment.
to figure that part out.
Yeah. But, it took me a minute after college, a few years actually, to kind of get out. And I kept thinking, there's got to be something else I'm supposed to do.
Right.
There's got to be something, I've got to help people. I've got to do something that helps people. And finally, I do remember this. I don't remember the day. I don't remember exactly the year, but I do remember playing in a bar.
Yes.
And playing a song. And I had some people come up after the show and they said, that song that you sang, that really meant something to me. That helped me.
Oh, I love that.
And it was like a light bulb moment, that I kind of finally realized, oh, this isn't just for me. I think until that moment, I'd always felt like that I love this so much that it was almost like self-serving.
Yes, I think a lot of people can feel that way. I felt that way.
Yeah, that I was being selfish because I love to do it so much. I didn't think about the people that are receiving that gift.
Yeah.
So it took me kind of getting to that point and somebody saying that type of word to me to go, oh, this is valid.
Yeah.
This can turn someone's day. This can touch them. This can move them. This can plant a thought. This can really uplift. And that's when it all changed. Wow. And I was probably, I don't know, 24, 25 when that happened. And then I stopped fighting it. I think, trying to, I should, go back to college or I should do this or do that. And once I did that, then it seemed like the doors started opening. Yeah, that was a great moment, and I know sometimes that having a daughter now, seeing her try to figure out what she wants to do.
Oh, yeah.
I think when you have a passion and if you can figure out how to monetize that, we've got it easy.
Yeah.
It's sometimes the folks that, maybe don't have that thing that they could go, well, I don't know what I want to do.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's a very hard thing. Then I would think with young people today, there's so many choices. Yes. As a kid, I didn't know there were that many jobs. I mean, I knew what my dad did. Our mom was a stay-at-home mom most of the time. And teachers were people
doctors,
our priests,
lawyers, Indian chiefs. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, well, I love that story.
Yeah, thank you. It's I tell that a good bit to young people, because if they're struggling to try to figure out what it is that they should do, I think sometimes it just takes that moment of realization.
Yeah.
To get that, and I haven't looked back. So it was a long time ago. Yeah.
Well, I think it's really interesting because we're kind of like, cook, baker, chief bottle, maker. And seeing you be artist, musician, singer, and then start a label and then be on a label. Like what was the difference for you? Like, which did you like? Did you like doing the whole thing or having someone else? I mean, we've always kind of did our own thing and it's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah, I was very fortunate with the Dead Reckoning guys when that came along to be part of that. But I will admit that trying to run a label is not something that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I love the old Roger Miller story. I don't know if you guys have heard this. Many years after his, great success, he always kept a publishing deal at Sony or Tree at the time. And people asked him, was like, Roger, why don't you go out on your own? I mean, you're a major superstar. And he was like, when I started, I would rather have half of something than all of nothing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, he recognized the partnership
Yeah.
of having, if people did their job, then you were allowed to do your job.
Yeah.
So it's, and that's not to say, I mean, there are a lot of successful indie labels these days.
Yeah.
But boy, does it take an awful lot of work. And, to me, it's almost like the more successful you get, the more you can get people to help you.
Yeah.
And then I can focus on just doing what it is that I like to do.
Yeah.
And what I feel like I'm best at.
Well, especially because you're so creative, because you're also a songwriter, and it's nice to be able. I mean, you have to be a little more free to be able
Yes.
to let the ideas come in. And if you're so busy, with widgets
the business
and
part,
the nuts and bolts.
You're talking to Gary West, who was a great bass player. He toured with Patti Loveless just before I came on that gig.
Right.
And then I think he left to tour with Delbert McClinton.
Okay.
And then Alison Brown, an incredible, innovative banjo player.
Right.
They met and started a label, Compass label, and it's still going to this day. And they've done an amazing job of supporting a lot of, not just bluegrass, but some other styles of music too.
Right.
And,
Right.
Yeah.
she had I want to say a Harvard law degree. I mean,
Right,
she had
right,
the
that's right, that's
business
right.
background in addition
Yeah.
to being a fantastic musician, to really understand the business side of all that. So, and I do think it takes that.
Yes. Business is hard.
Business hurts my brain.
It does.
That's why I needed this magic mind.
That's right.
Woo! Yes. And can I ask another question?
No.
Okay.
Of course you can.
I marvel at because I have 3 children, and doing what you've done, being on the road and doing all those things, plus having kids. And how was that? Did you take her on the road with you?
Some, I was very fortunate when our daughter came along that I was already really well established in town, and as was my husband. We waited a long time to have her, and I wasn't. Neither one of us were on the road when she was born. So
that's nice.
I went out on tour with that redhead we all love, Reba McEntire.
That's right.
Not to name drop, clink.
I know.
That's a good one to drop.
Yeah. Creeps. And she was awesome. It was a great, gig to kind of ease my way back in on the road, because at that time she was only touring in the summer.
Oh.
So it felt like, because she was still doing her TV show.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So that was kind of her summer vacation out on the
yeah.
road. So I, was able to swing that for a couple years. And then Jeff, my husband, Jeff King, the King, he
Sounds familiar.
got that gig. And so the first year we were out on tour, it was all in Vegas. So we would just take her with us.
Oh, that's nice.
So that was super fun. And then, subsequent years it got a little crazier, but that was her normal.
Yeah.
Kind of mom maybe being gone a few days at a time, or dad taking off, and we took her a few Reba things, but once the SteelDrivers started taking off, as the artist, I had a little more leeway to say, "Hey guys, I'm bringing Delana with me this weekend."
That's right.
You don't like it? Tough. She's coming.
The road, Jack.
But they all had kids, so they
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 got
loved
it.
her, and they were super cool with her.
Yep.
And I've got great photos of her, asleep in the back of a van, or hanging out at sound check. I mean, got this great picture of her backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, and she's sitting there. She looks so bored. She's reading a book, and I thought, someday she's going to look back and realize how cool she was.
Now,
Wait, why did I pay more attention?
does she sing or play? Does she have
she
any- Oh,
does.
she does.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, she's
What does she play?
She plays guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine that. And she has a gorgeous voice.
Oh,
Amazing
love
voice.
that.
Way better voice than me. She's just phenomenal. So, and she's writing songs.
wow.
So I don't know, if she'll pursue it.
Right.
Because she has seen both parents live this crazy kind of lifestyle. But who knows? I mean, I didn't come to Nashville for good until I was 25.
Okay.
So she's 22, be 23 in a couple months. So she's got a couple of years to kind of figure it out if she really wants to pursue it.
Yeah. I put a lot of instruments in my kids' hands. I don't know if it's taking.
Yeah. Well, they have to want it. And I think sometimes the downside to her seeing, she sees us at a place in our career where, we're there. And it looks easy. She didn't see the years and years of struggling and
Almost going broke.
all that stuff. No, it's like she sees the gravy.
Well, and that is probably hard for kids who come into, whether they're actors or musicians or even a CEO of a company that it looks super easy.
That worked their way up from the bottom. Yeah, they don't see those years.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, she certainly has the talent, but if she'll have to decide on her own if she has the desire.
Yeah. That's so interesting, though.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, of course, we think she's awesome.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes,
She's a sweet girl. Yeah, she's a good girl.
I love that.
Well, I recently saw, I think it was on Facebook, that y'all have some songs in some upcoming movies. Did I see that right?
We've had a couple already.
Okay.
And then we have a song that was in a movie that just came out this summer. It's probably the most current one. And I can never say this guy's name. So you guys help me.
Okay.
Maybe my mind, magic mind will help me.
Kicking.
Because it's, the guy that did The Sixth Sense. Is it
M. Night Shyamalan.
I want to say Shamalama Ding Dong. But that's not his name.
I love his movies.
Cannot help you with that.
I know, right?
I love his movies.
Well,
They're
this is
so good.
This is his daughter, and it's her first movie. She
Really?
went to NYU, the film school, and all, and it's very similar in tone to one of her dad's movies. So it's kind of a suspense thriller, but it has, I think it's Dakota Fanning in it.
Oh, yeah.
So it has some name actors. So we have a song in there that we actually recorded during COVID
Oh, no kidding.
with an Irish band called Dervish.
I've heard of them.
Yep. They're really well known, but it was like, they were celebrating some big anniversary, so they were getting people to, do
that's
songs
very
with
cool.
them. So yeah, just random.
That is so random.
Yeah.
And I got, this is totally random. You guys are going to love this story. I get a text literally yesterday, and it's Charlie McCoy,
Oh,
Really?
Hall of Fame Charlie McCoy.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
He's texting me going, Tammy, I was driving back from Indiana Sunday and I hear your song with Dervish, Whiskey in a Jar. It's that song.
Oh, my God.
And it just this
Magical.
that magic.
That is magic.
Yeah. So I love Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Oh, that's such a cool story.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Random. So you just never know where those songs are going to find their way.
I know. I love that.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I love about it.
I need to watch the movie. I'm guilty of not watching
We'll have to
the
watch the
movie
movie.
yet.
I do not get those random text messages. I get some other random text messages.
I get random text messages.
Cool.
You get the ones. Hey, we're trying to ship you something, and it doesn't. It's not. We need you to give us your credit card.
Well, I love the fact that Charlie, he's such an inspiration. He's in his 80s. He was made a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Grand Ole Opry, and he's still so active. And he's recording a record next Tuesday, and it's going to be an all-girl bluegrass record. And I'm one of Charlie's angels.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be Charlie and his angels.
We're the other angels.
Let me see if I can remember all of us. It's me and Wanda Vick, of course, and Pam Gadd and Robin Ruddy.
Oh my gosh.
I know, we love
Robin.
Robin. She's so sweet. And who else?
I've known her a long time.
I think Missy Raines.
Okay.
Always Missy's phenomenal,
Yes.
you know. So it'll be fun.
Wow.
Sierra Hull, who's
Oh, my
incredible.
word.
I love Sierra.
Yes.
So it'll be a hoot, and it'll be great. And we all love Charlie, so it'll be fantastic.
I love that. Another applause. Let's hear it.
That guy.
I know.
so
He's
No,
so
that guy, he's so
excited.
into it.
We'll make sure he stays away from you on the way out.
Okay, thank you.
Spiker does not like that guy.
No, he
No,
does not.
Funny.
He's a nice guy. He just drinks too much bourbon. That's all it is.
Gets all excited.
Andy, do you have any questions for Tammy?
Let's
Yes.
see some questions. Yeah, so I follow you on.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
What did I do?
Well, I don't know if I.
Stalker.
No, I see a lot.
What did I do?
Tony Brown. He produced
Tony
some
Brown.
stuff, right?
Well, we
Or
were
a song,
asked
or
to
I'm
do
not sure.
a track for just a random thing. Bill and Gloria Gaither's huge anniversary in the music business. So they did this fantastic, it was actually a
I bet it
fantastic
was.
compilation of people doing Bill's songs.
Oh, wow.
I mean, Ronnie Dunn is on it.
Really?
Reba's on it. It's a beautiful, collection of people doing their interpretation of those Gaither songs. So, and most people know those songs. I mean,
Yeah,
even if you don't think you do, you hear it. And you're like,
Oh, yeah.
I love that song. So they asked us to do a track,
Wow.
and it was wonderful. And I've known Tony for years and years and years. So it was really cool to get in the studio and and do that track. So that was a treat.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow.
I know. And Tony, he's doing really well. You know, he
Right.
had that horrible fall a number of years ago,
Yeah.
Right.
but he's back and seems to be as active as ever. You know,
I see him at
producing a
Starbucks.
bunch. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. I'm glad he's doing well. It's been
Him
good.
too. Scary stuff.
It is. So when you're writing songs, you've written a lot of beautiful songs.
Thank you.
How do you like to write songs? Do you like to write with other people? Do you like to write by yourself? Where does your inspiration come from?
All of the above.
All of them.
I mean, I don't sit down and write usually a whole song by myself anymore. You know, I mean, occasionally I will. I wrote this song, for one of my best friends. They lost their dog. And I wrote this whole song. It just kind of poured out, and we did a little recording for her. So,
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called The Ballad of Bodie.
Oh,
His name was Bodie.
that's a good dog name.
Yeah, it was great. But you know how Nashville is. You kind of get in that rhythm of co-writing.
Right.
So I mainly co-write these days.
Yes.
But I try to do my homework. You know, I feel like, the antennas are up.
Yes.
So I'm always listening for either a phrase or a word or something that catches my ear. And lots of times it's just the sound of words. I hear something, it's like, oh, that sounds interesting. And believe it or not, I read a ton, read a lot of
believe that.
books. I get a lot of ideas from the written word.
Yeah.
Seeing the words together on the page. I just read this interesting true story book called The Art Thief.
Oh.
And there was a phrase in there he said he literally had stolen $2 billion worth of artwork in Europe.
Wow.
This during the late 90s.
Busy man.
Very busy. And one of the comments was he said, I knew that lunchtime was stealing time. Because that's when the guards would be, not paying attention. And I said, "Ooh, stealing time."
That's really good.
Like that.
So, just like that's a good example
Yeah.
of, I see something that's like, oh, well, I'm probably not going to write about an art thief, but I might take that phrase and turn it into something else.
Yeah.
So I like to write like that. And I write with some people that they do mainly the lyric and I do the music, or I write with some people, or I write mainly the lyric and they do the music. So I think every combination, and even some people that I write with a lot, those roles change from song to song.
Yeah.
So I try to just be open to whatever organically happens in that moment, in that songwriting appointment time.
Love that.
So yes, I love to write songs. I mean, I may not write every day, or I may not even write every week.
Yeah.
But I don't worry about it because I know that I will always write, and there'll be something to write about.
There's always something to write about.
Always something to write about. Yes.
And it's funny. I always think of songwriting. When I first started doing it, I always thought, well, this is like, get up at your skills and what you do. But then one day it hit me. I had this idea for a song, and all of a sudden I was listening to the radio and somebody else wrote that idea, almost exact to what I thought. And I thought, well, maybe the ideas are just always out in the universe, that God is giving ideas and you just grab it, and then it kind of turns into something. And I feel like sometimes I'm listening and sometimes I'm not. And I just have always found that to be such a magical moment when you hear something and then all of a sudden the song comes from it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And not to say that I listen to songs, and if something really moves me, I can't tell you the number of times that it's just caused me to think more deeply about something.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I've either twisted that idea to a different perspective, or I've written a song, almost an answer to that song.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a song a few years back, and I'm trying to remember the exact title, but it was this young girl taking a feller home to meet the parents, and she's telling him he's one of the good ones. And my daughter has been, Delana has been dating this young man for 4 years now.
Wow.
She's like, Mom, when are you going to write him a song? When are you going to write him a song? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to write him a song. And I heard that song, and it kind of inspired me to be like from the parental side. So the song that I wrote was, I hope that you're as good as she thinks you are.
Oh, girlfriend, I love that.
I like that too.
What did she think about that?
Well, she was kind of like, oh.
Better be, by golly.
Yeah, I mean, I think she liked it. I don't know whether, I think she played it for him. But I mean, I wasn't being ugly.
No, there's nothing ugly about that. You're being a mama.
Yeah, saying, I mean, she thinks that you're her, knight in shining armor, and I just hope you are.
Yeah, I love that.
So, yeah, it's a sweet little song.
Yeah.
And if you ever,
Yeah, Jeff is cleaning his shotgun right now.
Come on in here.
Some little
There you
ethylene
go, little dog.
glycol in your tea.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, you were talking with us earlier when we were chit-chatting over some grapes and some bourbon, that you have some sort of program coming together that you're working on, a teaching platform. Is that right?
Yes, that's something that, I used to teach a lot.
Yes.
And in different phases of my life and career, I've kind of moved in and out of teaching, violin, fiddle, whatever you want to call it. I taught at Belmont University for about 15 years as an adjunct. It was always, a day or two a week. Yeah. But it occurred to me that I have all that knowledge up here, and I do miss the interaction with students. Yeah. But I'm also in a phase of my life that being on a rigid schedule doesn't work super well for me right now. And I think after the whole COVID lockdown, we all realized, like podcasts, that we can do things and virtually interact with people to a much greater and successful extent than prior to that. So I'm actually just kind of taking an idea from a fella here in town that started this during COVID, a steel player, Travis Toy. I don't know if you know Travis.
I do not.
He's an amazing player. And he had built this whole platform where he basically built a catalog of instructional videos.
Oh, that's so cool.
So it's a subscription-based thing, so his students can sign up, and then they have access to all this content.
Wow.
And he also does, like a live interactive once-a-week session so people can come on and ask questions, or it's like, hey, how do you play that solo, or how do you do that, or whatever. So mine's going to be maybe a little different, but I think it'll be really fun. And I've already been working on some of the content to get the site built. So I'm excited to have all that stuff that's in my head.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
And maybe I'll get some more magic mind to help me do that.
Debbie's got an extra case back there. Right?
What is it called?
Well, it's on the teachable.com is the website. And I will have my, Tammy Rogers King at, I think, probably /teachable.com. Right. So there will be a site where they can go and sign up. And I'll definitely post, and people probably get sick of hearing about it. On my socials, Facebook, and I've mentioned it to the guys in the band, and they're like, "Yeah, absolutely, use our socials to promote it." And also, to me, the different thing about it is I want to also offer people a really rounded aspect of what it is that I do.
Yeah.
A full 360 of, okay, this is what I do backstage.
Yeah.
This is the microphone I use. This is what I do at sound check. This is what I'm listening for at sound check.
Yeah.
Those types of topics that maybe you don't necessarily get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly not in music school.
And
people are so fascinated by all that stuff.
Yeah, all the backstage, backstage stuff. What I'm sitting there doing when I'm overdubbing on something, what I'm thinking about, what the chart looks like, what the tracks sound like, all that kind of stuff. So I want it to be very comprehensive. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, yeah.
Sign me up.
So
I know.
anybody that's a fiddle player, SteelDriver fan, just want to hang out with Tammy.
That's right.
You can sign up.
I think that'd be pretty cool. But speaking of microphones, I saw you had something.
Yes.
What did you write? So,
well, since this is a gear-oriented show.
Yes.
So.
And I used to actually, in my defense, use more gear when I was out on tour with Reba and Patty and some of those folks. And I thought about bringing
2 parametric, not that I'm stalking you or anything, 2 bags parametric DIs. I remember
Oh, yeah.
pedalboard of yours from
I had
way back.
those.
Yeah.
And but then I really stepped it up, Andy.
Right,
You'd be so impressed, and
I'm
got
ready.
the original Fishman Aura pedal.
Excellent.
So maybe it's time. Let's talk gear. All right. Do we have it?
My microphone.
Oh, we need
that
to
I
get
brought?
it. I think it's right in there.
Oh yeah. Where's the intern?
Here it is.
Coco.
Coco. Intern. But yes, these days I typically don't use a lot of electronic gear because I'm in a strictly acoustic band.
Right.
And we don't.
No amps.
We don't use amps. We don't have built-in. I mean, our guitar player uses a DI, but really it's just for his own. I don't know out front if they're using that. They're using the microphone. And our bass player has a pickup and a microphone. So we try to get the best acoustic sound that we can. We carry our own microphones.
Okay.
Which is nice. So I do have a nice AKG overhead that's on a mic stand. And we sing out of the Shure, I think they're Beta 58s. But this, da-da-da-da, drum roll.
Oh. Wait.
Come on, Julie. Come on.
I have a drum
Which
roll.
one?
Oh, no.
Which one do I want? No, that's foul. There we go.
That's a good one. So we were doing some shows with my good friend Raina Gellert and Kieran Kane a number of years ago. And she had this microphone, and it sounded so good. And it allowed her to not always be right up in the mic. She could sit back. And I was like, Raina, what is that? And she said, it is a Bartlett. And so she let me borrow one. Isn't that nice? So I was able to test drive.
I love that. Good friends.
Because I was feeling the need to be able to move a little bit more on stage and not be right under, that instrument mic.
Were you breakdancing?
So clogging more like.
I love that.
Yeah, but this guy just plugs into an XLR mic.
Okay.
Andy, it does need phantom power, correct?
Okay.
I have phantom power.
That's good. Yeah.
You almost missed your chance to use it.
No, here's the bomb. There it is. There it is.
Yeah. Those are great sound effects, ladies.
Thank
That's
you.
perfect.
Thank you.
So anyway,
rusty.
I was already kind of looking for something to supplement my onstage sound so I
Right.
could move a little bit. And are they DPAs or DPIs, whatever, the little gooseneck ones that everybody uses. And they sound amazing, but I move around too much and they kept falling off. It's like, that is not workable for me.
That is
No
not
way,
good.
no.
I don't want to be,
Worried.
wide. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
just-
this.
That's a foul.
Yes.
There it is right there.
Yes.
Stay on the instrument.
Yes. So this little guy, I literally just shove it under the tailpiece on the fiddle, and I turn it a little towards the G string so it gets the lower end of the instrument, which is nice.
That's what she said.
That's right. I was waiting for some sound effect there. There we go.
Sorry.
But I have been really, really happy with these, and they make them for mandolins.
We will have to try that out.
And they're at a great price point. They're like $170.
Wow, that's
Wowza.
shocking.
So I have two just in case.
Oh, yeah.
This is my big behind the scenes SteelDriver gear.
I love it.
That's
Yes.
A gear girl.
Yes.
Official Chicks with Gear.
I know.
Tammy Rogers.
That's right.
Even with an acoustic band. See, you need gear.
You gotta
need
have some
gear.
gear. Exactly.
Are you guys on in-ears or monitors?
Oh no.
Yeah,
No, just wedges.
Yes, yes.
I mean the whole in-ears thing.
Yep.
It's so, to me, counterintuitive to acoustic instruments.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard. I mean, I know most modern kind of bluegrass bands are, but we're old.
You're right.
Well, you got your own sound then.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 It's
It's a
pure.
pain too, I'm sure. For
Yeah.
And not have to drag an amp
Oh,
and
gosh.
pedal board and forget your chords with your paddle board.
Oh,
Nothing.
nobody does that,
Yeah.
Deborah.
Yeah. But, back in the day, I mean, I certainly had the whole pedal board rig with Reba mainly. And I still, every now and again, if I go out, I've been very, very fortunate that Emmylou's called me for a few things here and there through the years. And that, even though she's kind of semi-acoustic
that
anymore,
was name drop clinking right
know,
there.
clink.
No, you can drop hers anytime.
Yes.
We don't know Emmylou, but we did get to meet her. So a friend was going to introduce us to her, and he was a big fan. He was in the music industry. I won't mention any names, but he's like, I can introduce you to her. We're like, oh, this would be so great. So we go see her show at the Exit Inn,
Oh, fun.
and we wait backstage. Everyone's left. We're like, oh my gosh, we're going to get to. Now we love her.
Oh, she's
Yes.
the queen.
I
Yeah.
mean, just so excited. Well, she comes over to say hello. Julie, me, and this gentleman who we could say nothing.
Yeah.
We just sat
Oh,
there.
no.
We're like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
he was worse than we were.
you're so pretty. Oh, we love your music. We
you're
said that, and it was
so
awkward.
talented. So the funniest thing, so he had this poster. One of my favorite records is Live at the Ryman.
Nash
it's-
Ramblers.
Yes,
Amazing.
it's my
Classic,
favorite.
yeah.
So he had the poster and he had brought it for her to sign. And he's standing there. He goes, "My poster!" He had to run out, find the poster, go back in there, and never sign.
And I'm sure she was so kind about the whole
She
thing.
was. She just looked like, say something.
Hey,
Yeah.
are y'all all right?
No,
Yes.
she's. I feel like that, and this may be just in my own mind, but magic mind. That I have been unbelievably blessed to work with literally the greatest vocalist of the past 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I really, really have, but there's something about her and her voice and her songs that she's still the queen to me.
She is.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she has this profound life experience. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she's just embraces songs in a way that is very different from the average person out there. And yet she's been able to transcend. I mean, she's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
50
yet-
years now. Yeah, yeah.
And she still finds that goldness in whatever she's singing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. She really, really does. I mean, you can tell, yeah, she had amazing success and a great run at radio, both country and, kind of AAA Americana stuff when she made the turn with Wrecking Ball, with Lanois and all that stuff. But it's just, there's a level of integrity there that is, yeah. It just is.
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
So I'm very, very blessed to occasionally get to go out and sit in and hang with her. So that's a great part of my world. So I use gear when I do that. In other words, getting back there, gear combo.
Some Emmylou gear.
Come on. Yes. We love that.
And that's, the old Fishman Aura pedal.
Yes.
Right.
Which, man, when they came out with that thing, it just so revolutionized I remember I had two, one for my fiddle and my mandolin with Reba, and it was amazing how great out front you could play these huge arenas, and it sounded like you were miking the instrument, and you weren't, it was still through a transducer microphone, but people would come out and go, "What are you miking that with?" It's like, I'm not, it's just, that mic modeled sound really. And I know that they've even tweaked it way, way, way better. I really, if I go back to doing some of that kind of stuff, I want to get a tone dexter.
Oh, a tone dexter. Do tell.
I was going to ask you if you were familiar with it, but I didn't want to go.
Yes. I am very familiar.
Excellent.
Is that what Chaz has?
I don't own
That
one.
is what Chaz has. I had one,
Yeah.
but
I think Jeff had one and sent it back.
No way.
That's
What
a
was he
foul.
thinking? I know, because I think they're hard to come by now. Is that the case, Andy?
yeah,
That-
there was like the revised version that didn't come out for like 2 years. And
Yeah.
they finally
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah. So, and those things, if my understanding of them is correct, you basically go into a studio. You don't have to own your own studio, but you go into a studio and record your guitar or mandolin, fiddle, whatever it is, through the mic that you love. And then they take that sample and put it into the tone dexter.
Wow.
Isn't that
I love
amazing?
that.
Yes.
Real forgiving too. You don't need to be in like, you can do it anywhere.
Right.
Mic it up.
Right.
and it's-
Yeah. But to me, that's amazing, because then
That
it's
is amazing.
you get to really tailor. I mean, I wasn't really lazy. I just don't really use gear. So when I got the Aura, do you know Davey Graff? You guys know Dave Graff?
I do
don't
not.
know. I know who he is.
He's
so-
a guitar tech to the
yeah.
stars. He's amazing. He sat there with me in sound check one day and was like, "You like this? Yeah, sounds good. Okay, that's your preset." And I mean, they were built in. It was like, "Oh, that sounds good to me,"
Wow.
But
Well, you always sound great out front, whatever.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
thank
Whoever
you.
you're
Thank
playing
you.
with.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes.
But
Beautiful.
yeah, that was nice. To have that piece of gear, and I do. It probably isn't supported anymore. So if it ever breaks, I would be out of luck. But I still use those things. Those things are great.
Because it's really hard when you don't have something like that. And then the sound you have in your living room sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And then you go on stage and you're like, please, especially mandolin.
Crap.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it can sound so nasty where people are going, stop. I don't know about fiddle. Fiddle seems like it's more round sound to me
But
than
to
mandolin.
me, it sounds
be
so,
nasally?
and I hear, and rubbery.
Oh,
I hear fiddles, through just a
Direct.
pick up of the amp. And it's just like, that is just awful. So, so I'm not a fan.
yes, not a
Well,
fan.
Do you-
I know. Oh, were you going to ask
No.
a question?
No, but right? So back in the day, it was like New Year's Eve, just a pretty, not a very big place. And he was just, the sound was, he was unhappy with it coming out during sound check. And he yells at the sound guy, sound man comes up. He goes, "Well, that's actually an accurate representation of your sound." Goes, "Well, fix it."
Make it better.
Hey,
Oh, no good.
I remember.
That is
That's not
no
nice.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
That's not nice.
when I was coming through the kitchen, I noticed that you brought a couple of instruments, or they're machine guns. I'm not sure. But,
I never go anywhere without them.
well, are you ready to play some music?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am ready.
All righty then.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But Jules, we're going to need some magic to get to
Oh.
the other side of the studio.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to send you this little cartoon that Jeff just sent me a couple days ago. It's this couple is looking over at his John in a coffin, and he's got a mandolin right there in the coffin with him. And the lady says, he wanted to be buried with the Gilchrist, like that was going to happen. Or he's going, the Kentucky will do just fine.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, like, woo! That's very inside for mandolin players right there. There you go. Very, yeah. I choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I could hit the open road and run my life away, but I choose you every day. I see lovers all around me, giving up and giving in. They decided it was over before it begins. Is it easier to stay, or is it easier to go? No, I don't have the answers, but there's one thing that I know. I choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road, run my life away, but I choose you every day. Yeah. People wonder how we made it, how we even came this far. It's a wondrous thing to turn around and see where we are. It's a good thing love forgives, and it's a blessing love is blind. If you ask me how we made it, I'd say one day at a time, 'cause I choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I can hit the open road, run my life away, but I choose you every day. I choose you every day in 100 different ways. I make the choice to stay. I could hit the open road, run my life away, but I choose you every day. Said I could hit the open road, run my life away, but I choose you Shazam!
Oh, we're back.
Ah,
That was so much fun.
that was so much fun playing with you.
And you too, ladies and gent.
And we just love the song I Choose You.
Oh, thank
Oh, we
you.
do.
When did you write that song?
Very early in my co-writing partnership with Thomm Jutz.
Oh.
If you guys know Tom.
I don't know him personally.
Great guy, great guitarist, great songwriter, great artist.
Yes.
He moved here, I don't know, maybe 22, 23 years ago from Germany.
Oh, wow.
So, and he had great,
long way.
he just immediately got great gigs. He toured with Dave Olney. He was Nancy Griffith's kind of right-hand man for about 5
Really?
years.
Wow.
Yeah, great. So we met, believe it or not, at the CSAC Awards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were seated at the same table. And he loves to tell the story because we both left a little early because we were disgruntled. Because he had a big record that he and Peter Cooper produced on Mac Wiseman that year.
Oh, wow.
That was a pretty big deal and no mention at the awards.
What?
And then that was the year that the SteelDrivers won a Grammy. And
Come on, let's do it.
Wait.
Come on.
We need to go back to that for a minute.
yeah, but no mention at the CSAC Awards.
Come on.
Oh, no.
I know. It was.
That's a foul right there.
Yes, foul ball.
Foul.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing pictures of you guys on Facebook or wherever it was while it was going on, the Grammys.
Oh,
and
Oh, that's exciting.
that was beautiful to see
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah.
It's one of those crazy things that obviously all of us here grew up watching
Oh,
every
yeah.
year, and it really meant something to us.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my gosh.
and still, I was asked about it after we won, and I said, Beyonce, after she's won her 30th Grammy, it may not do that much for her career, but for us,
Oh yeah.
in a niche market, it was huge.
Bet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's suddenly, and we had nominations before that, but to actually win, suddenly all these performing arts centers like, oh, well, they won a Grammy. We want to have them in our concert series.
yeah.
We want to do
That's
this.
killer.
We want to do that. So we immediately felt the impact of it.
So, who were you up against on that Grammy day?
I'm trying to think. Well, the biggest one that year, which amazed me, was Ralph Stanley.
Oh.
Really?
And it was his last recording. And I
Wow.
thought, there's no way we will win. He will win
Yes.
because everybody knows Ralph Stanley and everybody knows that was his last record. So it was just, I was shocked. I mean, I was literally not expecting it at all. And I mean that in all sincerity. It wasn't even.
Well, y'all's record was
That is
amazing.
awesome.
It was so different and just
Well, I do think, the stars did align that year. It was an interesting year because, our former lead singer, Chris Stapleton, he had recently just broken out in a major way at the CMAs that November because his record came out in May. Our record came out in June, and Jason Isbell, who had come on and produced a couple tracks with us, his came out in July. So it was like country record, bluegrass record, Americana record.
that's
Wowza.
amazing.
All right there, boom, 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 and we all had ties to each other. So it's kind of like the stars aligned, but I still expected Ralph to get it.
Well,
Well, we're glad you did. Come on. Yes.
It was a good day.
what I love about this song, I Choose You, is that, first of all, just the recording of it, the music sounds so beautiful
happy.
and happy.
That's the happiest banjo ever.
It's our only happy song.
Yes, it is. Yes. But it's not sappy
No.
at all.
No.
And what I love about it lyrically is that it really states so simple what it takes
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to make something. It's not like, oh, I'm in love and it's just so happy. It's like you have to choose.
Oh yeah.
And I've of course I've heard it before, but when we were learning
Listening.
it
Yeah.
and listening, it just really hit me how beautiful the lyrics are to that song.
And I think to that point, I've been married now. It'll be 27 years.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh,
October.
come on.
And Thomm, I know, crazy, right?
I know.
We were 8. No. Tom met his wife when
Tennessee,
he was
right?
15 and she was 14. You know,
Oh my gosh.
so here you have two people who have these very, very long-term relationships. So I think you write differently when you write a song at that stage of your life than if we had written it when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
You know, you can't discount all that living that's in there and all those experiences that you have. So, but a little aside in there, as in depth as we feel it is, my inspiration was watching Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, really? No, why is that?
Yes, because I literally think there was a scene in one episode where, you know, somebody was in the emergency room and it was, you know, I choose you and I would choose you every day. And
That's
again,
really cool.
watching, that was my excuse for watching dramatic TV. I get song ideas.
Some really good ideas.
Some really good ideas. So yeah, that one was a really good. That was good.
McDreamy.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that.
I love that.
It's just really,
Thank you.
that song makes me really happy when I hear it.
And we've had a lot of people who've played it at their weddings.
I bet.
Oh.
We've had people that literally in our show propose.
No way.
Yes. Right there, you know, and I've gotten, sometimes I'll say, okay, guys, if you got the ring in your pocket,
This is it.
this is your time.
That's awesome.
But then usually I say, okay, folks, give us 3 minutes and it'll be over. It's our only happy song.
It's your only happy song. Well, I have been fortunate to see a lot of your shows. We have a mutual friend,
Yes.
Jules Wortman, who was our publicist and your friend. You went to college together and you've known each other forever,
For
right?
30 plus years, she's Delena's godmother, and
Yeah.
she stood up with me at our wedding. So yeah, she's been there in the trenches.
Yes. and I know she adores you, adores your band. So she's dragged me along and I've got to be a little bit backstage with y'all, but just to hear all the different kinds of songs that you guys have in your show and the instrumentation and just the ability of everyone on stage, just really amazing pickers.
It's been
amazing.
a fun band.
Yes. Come on. I love you.
Yay!
They do love you.
Steelheads.
Who came up with Steelheads?
I can't remember. I mean, we just started using that term
cute.
for our fans, you know, I don't like deadheads.
Yeah.
So we started saying steelheads.
Well, your fans are fierce.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We're really, I mean, through all the changes, I mean, you know, so many people back in the day thought they're never going to be able to survive a lead vocal change after somebody, you know, the stature of Stapleton. And dadgummit if we didn't, you know, and then to have another change and another change, you know, we're like Spinal Tap. They keep imploding.
Now, do you play at 11?
We go to 11.
I think I do 11.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. So it's been an amazing ride. You know, next year is our 20th anniversary.
With the SteelDrivers?
That is
Really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
So that's our we're kind of gearing up this year. A lot of planning, a lot of work. I mean, we're actually even holding back some markets, you know, for next year to be a big
Oh, wow.
20th anniversary tour.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So that's kind of going on this year. So yeah.
Well, it's like, well, congratulations.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Just keeps getting better and better.
Come out and see us before we fall off the stage. Getting old.
That's what Julie, Andy, and I were like, okay, we're getting older. You know, we have to take a little nap before we do a late show. Where were we? We had to do a show that started late. And I was like, in East Nashville, the show
hurts.
started at 9.
Yeah.
We're like, oh no. Oh no.
I told them, don't fall asleep. You don't leave me hanging at this gig by myself.
Oh my gosh.
I have a lot of friends that love to come out and see us, and they're like, "Can you do like a lunch?
Can you do like a happy hour?
4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Come on."
No, and it really hurts, as you girls know from touring, when you go west and suddenly you're 2 hours And you're just like, we don't play until 10. That's midnight in Nashville. It's like, I could go to bed and I'll play in my jammies.
No. So sad.
Whew, yeah, it hurts. Sometimes it hurts.
I know. But the Magic Mind,
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Magic Mind helps a lot.
We have back in the day, remember was it the 5-hour energy drink?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, girl,
yeah.
let me tell you about the 5-hour energy
dangerous.
drinks.
Oh, no.
So
No, I don't like
I
them. They're
was
not good for me.
taking 2 of them a day, and my boss was riding around with me one day. He goes, did you just take another one? I'm like, yeah, I did. They're awesome. And he goes, no, they're not awesome. Do you know people are dying from? Like, wait, what? And I will tell you, like,
gonna
they
have a
were
heart
so
attack.
amazing. Like, I could drive for hours and never fall asleep. So when I came off of 5-hour energy drinks, I was like, I can't do this. It was so bad. It was,
I can't even imagine you on 2 of those.
No, oh my God. No, thank you.
Yeah. Palpitations much?
Well, it
You okay?
wasn't like back to back, you know.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like
sure.
one earlier in the day and then one, and then I made the fateful mistake. I mean, it does say 5 hours.
Yes.
I took one at 10 o'clock at night because I wasn't going to make it.
Oh.
I was driving down to Louisiana. I'm like, I need one more. And so then when I got to the hotel, I couldn't sleep
climbing
for
the
5
walls.
hours.
Yeah.
Oh.
They just
Well.
made me play really, really fast.
Did they?
So I tried it one night. We were at the Station Inn. I'll never forget it. And and I was like kind of dragging and said, here, take some of this. And I didn't even drink the whole thing.
Oh, no.
I just kind of, took a little shot of it, and I went out and it was like, it was like,
Wait, we've already gone through all our songs, and it's only been
never
15
again.
minutes.
No, oh yeah. So
I don't
Something's
know
wrong.
what's in it, but it's
I don't know.
it is strong, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
can't
But
be
yeah,
good.
it can cause heart attacks. Apparently, there were
Yeah.
some
It's not good.
kids taking them with like Red Bull or
Probably
something.
craziness.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes, so bad, so bad.
Yeah, they took a good thing and ruined it.
I know. But now we have Magic Mind.
Now we have Magic Mind.
Yes.
Not quite the same, but
Yerba mate.
you're a mate.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Andy.
Is it yerba mate or yerba mate?
Oh, it could
yeah.
be mate.
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know. We're going to have to call
Oh.
somebody.
I
just
always thought it
put
was
a crack.
yerba mate, but
Let's go with that.
I like to
Yes.
say
Good.
yerba mate.
yerba mate.
Yerba mate.
It could be from Aussie, the yerba mate.
Is
You got
it?
your yerba
I
mate?
just assumed it was Australian, but with a name like Guayaki, maybe it is not.
I don't think it's Australian.
Guayaki, yerba mate. Kind of rhymes.
Oh, my gosh. I think Andy was trying to say something.
I know.
He's trying to get in there.
No. We need to drink these. Well, after all that singing and playing
And talking.
and talking,
Yes.
I'm thinking we need a yerbas.
I
Yerba
so
mate.
too.
A
Yes.
cold frosty yerba.
Of cold roasty yerba.
Yes, we have a tradition at the end of the show. We call yerba toast.
That's right.
Here it is.
And we're toasting out. We're toasting you.
Yes, we are toasting you.
And we're so thankful that you were willing to
I
come
know.
into our kitchen in our house.
Our insane little.
Here.
I
just had all my nails cut off.
Oh,
and I
good
can't
There
do
you
it.
go. Let me do that for you.
Thank you very
There we
much.
go.
Even more thankfulness.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, thank you.
Very tasty.
Oh, it's yummy.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
It's
Got
yummy.
pomegranate.
So good.
So yum.
So good. Maybe you could write a song about yerba mate.
Seasoned drinking.
Well, on that note,
Oh.
I'm sad to say that is all we have for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below. And thank you so much for tuning in.
And if you have any questions for us or something you'd like us to talk about, comment below.
Excellent. And until next time,
Don't you worry about it. We usually have music going.